Let me just check in here. Ugh, it's really bright. Just like a genuine real life check-in here. I have been laid off or let go or whatever you want to call it, okay, from 2 jobs in the last year. This last job laid me off in February. It is now October. And although I've had a few interviews, I have had a really hard time finding employment in my area, in my field. No worries, because I am at the final stages of my PhD working on my dissertation. I'm finally filling out the proposal form to submit it, and my next class in a couple weeks will be working on the dissertation, which will be 4 quarters of working on my final research, conducting the research, publishing the research. So I haven't been too worried about it, because I am still busy being productive, doing something that will contribute to my future and positive social change and all that jazz. In the meanwhile, my unemployment has run out. It ran out about the first week of October, which is a couple weeks ago. This weekend is Halloween, so it's been almost a month. It has been a little tough financially, but I have food, I have a place to live. I've been able to pay all my basic bills. I took a part-time job hostessing at the one and only restaurant in town that has a hostess position for minimum wage, $16.50 an hour, I think, $16.60. Pretty much like 3 hours, 3 to 5 hours, 3 days a week. So for nothing, pretty much, like just to do something and get out of the house and be a little productive, and mostly to help out, the place. They need help. A lot of the kids went back to school and I have time, so I'm doing that. I do have a job interview this week for a job I applied for in July, which is about an hour and 45 minutes away. So if I get that job, I'm moving again. It will still be like Eastern Washington, so I won't be leaving this side of the mountains, and I will still stay with my band. My commute to band practice will go from an hour and a half to maybe 2+ hours. So I'll still go. I might not go as often, but I will still go. Matt plays hockey in Wenatchee and on Sundays also. So we could still go together and do that. No big deal. It's just a further drive for us. And that's pretty much it. I have applied for some jobs in Las Vegas. My mom lives there. I've been looking for jobs like just all over the state and all over the United States, honestly, recently, because I don't want to limit myself, and there are a lot of remote positions. I just don't have the right internet service for some remote positions. I could have had a job already, honestly, with the crisis hotline in Seattle. But Starlink doesn't work with the phone system, so I couldn't do that. So my area, my location has really contributed to the lack of opportunities that I have, but it's also provided me the space to take a break and slow down, which I needed, and which I will continue to take with me moving forward. Even when I do move to a city, I will continue this self-care routine that I have created for myself. And another way to look at it is, well, maybe we came to Royal City to get 3 more animals because we came with 1 and now we have 4. I'm staying optimistic and positive about the future. I know that there's a lot of people with the government shutdown that are now on unemployment. Now that I'm coming off of unemployment, there's a lot of other people that need it. So it's kind of is it like a coincidence maybe, or meant to be that, well, maybe it's time for someone else to get some help that might need it more than I do. The future is bright. Look how bright it is. And the future is probably pretty clear. I just don't know where I'm going. I do, however, feel intuitively that everything's happening exactly the way it's supposed to be happening, and I'm exactly where I need to be. And I looked up my astrographology chart, which pretty much takes your astrology into account from your time and place of birth, and then how the planets were aligned, and then what parts of the world that are better for you for success and worse for you for self-esteem and all that shit, right? And coincidentally, there's this career line that goes straight through Washington, and on the east side of that line, not so good for me. On the west side of that line, great for me. And it's really interesting, since I've moved to the east side of that line, I have not had success in career. Like I said, I've been let go twice, since I've been here in the last year, for no real good reason, just, I guess, not a good fit. I don't know. So I'm taking that line of career into consideration. And luckily for me, the job I am interviewing for this week is on the west side of that line, or close enough so that I could live on the west side of the line. So I'm optimistic about that. With that said, I think that I need to start looking for positions on the west side of that line, because the 2 jobs I've applied for on the west side of that line, I have interviewed for, right? They have called me back. It's just going to require for me to relocate to the west side of that line. And that west side not only goes almost straight through the city, but it's almost like, I don't know if you know Washington, but through Yakima, Wenatchee, Leavenworth, and then the mountains and over. So obviously I'm meant to be over there somewhere. I'm going to take that seriously. So I probably won't be on this side for very much longer. That's it. That's what's going on.